Here we have the new 2026 Chevrolet Suburban. This one comes in the RST trim level in black, and then we have the jet black with victory red accent leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. So with this one being the 26 model year, not too many changes from the 25. As we come around to the front end here, we do get that same beautiful front fascia, LED signature lights, LED headlamps, and the LED fog lights. And it's just a really nice look here, especially in this RST trim. We get the blacked out badging, blacked out grille, everything's black. Now down here to these wheels, these are gonna be 22-inch painted aluminum. I like how that kind of goes with the accents on the vehicle as well. You've got black with some chrome to match the chrome on the buttons here for the passive keyless entry. And then we have our door handle there, power door lock controls, memory seat functions. We have one-touch up and down windows for the front, express down for the back, power mirror controls, rear window lock, and then we have our blind spot monitors there. Now here we have our electronic parking brake, lane keeping system, auto stop, self park, etc. Headlamp controls or drive modes we can go through here. So we have normal, sport, snow, ice, and then tow haul. Hood release, manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Here's our power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review the Suburban today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the second row room. So I'm gonna make sure the seat's all the way back. So great space back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. We do have our rear AC controls here. We can adjust the fan speed, temperature, fan direction, and the auto mode, a USB-C port on either side, and a 3-prong household plug-in down below. Bottle holders there. There's a look at the front from back here. And then we do get the LED lights throughout. Middle seat folds down, bottle holders and a little phone tray there. And then a quick look at the third row. This one does have the bench seat, so you have an 8-passenger setup. You get a USB-C port on either side. And then we do have a bottle holder on either side as well with additional storage. And then your vents in the roof line are here. And if you want to hang a shirt or a pair of pants on this hook, it's pretty sturdy. Fuel fillers here, takes regular, no problem. And as we come around to the back end here, we do get the LED tail lamps. Love the quad tip exhaust. And then the trailer hitch is integrated behind that cover. There's your spare tire. Now with this one being the Suburban, even with the third row up, you get plenty of space here. Top tethers are integrated on the back of the third row seats, and you can see them on the outer seats of the second row. And storage underneath, another 3-prong household plug-in. Now you can fold those down. You do have to pull the strap there. It's not a power third row, but you can fold those flat as well as the second row. And I'll kind of show you how the second row works here. So again, you can push this here, moves the seat forward and back. And then you can hit this once, fold it in the floor, hit it a second time, that'll tumble it forward. That's how you actually get access to the third row. And you can see pretty good legroom even with the seat scooted all the way back. And that's how you put it back. Your lower anchors are right there. And then to the front passenger seat, we do get that same power adjustability with 2-way power lumbar support. And then side pocket here, lockable glove compartment below. And I really like the trim up top. Now I'm gonna take a look at the window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. And not a bad sticker price. Doesn't have any options really. $74,590, so that's part of the reason. But I think a good market for these, if you're not wanting to get over $80,000 for a vehicle, you know, that 75 is nice. You get the all-weather floor mats, all the standard features that you get with the RST trim. But most importantly, the great looks. Now, under there is gonna be that 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8. And then before we hop in the driver's seat, just a quick look at the blinkers. Well, let's hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, we do have AM, FM, XM, along with Bluetooth. We have Google News. We have the Google Map system with this Google Assistant set up. Your controls are here if you want to use those electronic child safety locks, the auto park assist. If you want to turn the rear automatic braking on or off, you can do that. And then you can actually record video in here when you have the right setup here, so you have your card hooked up and everything. Vehicle status menu is here, and you can go in here and see your maintenance there, gauges, trip meters as well. You can click on the animation, you can see tire pressure, air filter life, and all that. Now in your settings, you have your vehicle settings, which includes your teen driver, rear seat reminder, and buckle to drive. And then if you scroll down to your system settings, you can change your language as well as your units of measurement. Now for the camera, you get a few views. You get the front camera. You can use the curbside view as well. You kind of get that top-down view, front and back. And then for your climate controls, you do get the dual zone automatic for the front, and then you have the rear for the back, and you can control that or lock it from the rear passengers. You also get your 3-stage heated seats, so you can control that through here. You can do the seat back or the seat back and seat bottom. And then your fan speed can be adjusted, and then your fan direction can be adjusted there if you don't want to go through the screen as well. Now down here, hazards, and then you do have the temperature knob that you can adjust with buttons and knobs, as well as the fan speed. You can cut the whole system on or off there. Wireless charging pads there. You have a USB-A and a USB-C that link directly to the radio. Bottle holders are here. Center console cubby space. You have a removable tray, and then you have a USB-C and USB-A port there as well. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. And there is the liftgate control with the lights there. You can set all that up, and you can actually open or shut the power liftgate with this button here. OnStar is there, and then here is the vanity mirror right here. Now over here, blinkers, and then front wipers, rear wipers there, fluid for the rear wiper, and you can push in here for the front fluid. And your shifter's on the column, so hit the brake, pull for neutral, pulling up for reverse, pulling down for drive, and then you can press that for park. While in drive, you can activate the low gear, and then you can use the paddle shifters to adjust the limiter, and you can see what gear you're in that bottom right-hand corner there. Cruise controls here, you get adaptive, so you can put that on, and then you can hold this cancel button to go between adaptive and regular, and you'll get a notification for that as you go between those. And then you can set your speed, adjust the gap for the forward collision alert and the adaptive cruise there. And then over here we have voice recognition. This goes through your audio sources. And then you have the mute and the Bluetooth button there. And then this changes your gauge faces. Now I'm kind of heated because there's no heated steering wheel button. So to not have a heated steering wheel on this is, I think that's a crime, but whatever. Push button start. Finally, here is the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Suburban RST out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Suburban RST, the 5.3 has pretty good pickup, honestly. It's very quick, very agile. With this 10-speed automatic, you're able to get that sweet spot where you can really maximize the acceleration, but then also maximize fuel economy on the highway as well. But a pretty smooth ride here. These ride so nicely, the Suburbans and the Tahoes do, so I'm not surprised by that, but it is comfortable. Now we're gonna give it a little pull getting on the interstate here. Gonna give myself a bit of space. And actually we're gonna put it in a sport mode, but I'm not gonna floor it. Here we go. So pretty quick getting up to speed again with little effort. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review the Suburban today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But she floats down the road as I would expect. It's a very nice ride here. And the adaptive cruise is keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And as that vehicle gets out of the way, it'll speed back up to the speed I have it set at, and it'll keep going until another vehicle gets in front of it. We'll probably see here with this guy. And then it comes back on, and it'll basically slow me down for the most part. So that's not me braking, that's the vehicle braking, but I'm gonna let off here, or turn the adaptive cruise off here, because it works, but I never fully trust it. It's just very dangerous to let the vehicle stop for you. In my opinion, it's kind of just there for emergencies. Now for this price point, I think you get a pretty solid vehicle. If you're not trying to get everything, you don't need to have it loaded out. You just like how this looks. You like having the heated seats, all the standard features of the Suburban, having that leather interior. This is a good way to go to keep that price as low as possible. Me personally, I would just upgrade a few things. I mean, not having a heated steering wheel, I think it's just robbery for this money. And I hate to talk bad about a manufacturer, but GM does this every so often where they will take something that they have no business taking away from the customer and then still charge these outrageous prices. Like if I'm, wow, what the heck was that, a bug or a rock? If I'm paying 75 grand for a vehicle, I just feel like I should have a heated steering wheel. I feel like it's not that big of a deal, but not having that button here is as criminal. I mean, you get some Chevy Trax or some Chevy Trailblazers that have the heated steering wheel. We're gonna take it out of this almost 80 grand SUV. It's just wild. And a lot of people don't necessarily use it, they won't miss it, but why not just have it there? It's 2025 on a Suburban, specifically one that is not an LS. We should have a heated steering wheel. The chip shortage is over. There's no excuse. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's a pretty nice spec here. Again, I love the black on black with the red stitching. I love it that we have the wireless charging pad here. The all-weather mats are included in the price here, and those are a must for me. The funny thing is I didn't realize I needed them until I had them in my Mach-E, and now I can't have carpet on my my vehicle because my floor mats will never get clean. Especially some of the car washes around here have taken away the little floor mat cleaner. You used to be able to just stick a floor mat in this whatever it was, like a machine, that would just vacuum it out for you. You put it in 2-3 times and it was clean. But that's gone, so shame, shame, shame. But back to the Suburban. I think if you're in the market for this, or you're looking at an Expedition Mag, so even a Wagoneer, this is a good option, especially if you want to keep that naturally aspirated V8 and you want something that looks good coming down the road. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Chevy Suburban RST.